I wonder how many times this year I'm gonna have to come up to this microphone and talk about dead children in schools. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico. This is Rico's Rants, and today I'm not in the fucking mood. I am outraged at the responses to this latest school shooting that killed 19 kids. 19. Like, shit just. Woo. All right. Let's just go down the list. First of all, the political reactions to this were everything from inspiring to just fucking disgusting. Because on one end, you got guys like Beto O'Rourke that just don't give a fuck. He tired of it too. Him, I believe it was the coach for the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really just fucking outraged, as they should be. And then you got this like soft ass outrage from the right that's like, oh my God, we're so sorry this happened. We did everything we could. We still do everything we can, but I mean, these things are just gonna happen. And it's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. This whole idea of there's nothing we can do. It's gonna happen. People are gonna be evil anyway. Like, yes, okay, there are going to be evil people all day, every day. Some of them have just turned 18. The problem is those crazy evil people that just turned 18 do not have that many barriers between crazy and buying a gun. Like, unless someone's been reported as mentally ill, unless there's paperwork, unless there's some sort of record of a mental illness, how the fuck is anybody supposed to know who's mentally ill and who's not? Oh, wait, there's a way to do that, but it just takes too goddamn long. If you make it more than just a simple background check and you actually make people go and the same way, you got to go and take tests for a license. You should, same thing with this. But even further than that, there needs to be a mental evaluation on if you even need to have a fucking gun in the house. Now, of course, people automatically are going to run to the easy argument. Well, the Second Amendment says. Well, the Second Amendment says. Well, the Second Amendment says maintaining a militia. All right? And most of the people that's sprouting all this Second Amendment bullshit ain't a part of damn militia. Not one. Okay? So that's my next issue is this bastardization of the Second Amendment that makes it so that it actually means that every single person in America has the right to own a gun. That it's not that fucking simple. I love how these amendments, even though they're written in an older English, and they're still written very plainly, and people just people act like the Constitution was written when the Bible was written, and it's just like a million different interpretations of the shit. No, it's very simple and straightforward. It's very simple and straightforward. People just like to interpret it the way they want to for their own gains and means and wants. It has nothing to do with, actually helping people. It has nothing to do with keeping anybody safe. It's all about power. That's what it's all about. It's all about power here in the U.S. Not to mention, people are always going to go, well, people are going to do evil. People are going, if he hadn't gotten the guns that way, he would have gotten it another way. Explain to me how an 18-year-old, first of all, an 18-year-old in fucking Uvalde, Texas can somehow find out where this black market that everybody's so fucking afraid of that definitely exists, but it's been over dramatized as this place that like 18-year-olds can go and teenagers can go like on a weeknight or some shit. Or, oh, well, the dark web's not that hard to, get into. And there's all these excuses as to how somebody that really wants to do a lot of damage can do a lot of damage, whether or not we have it legal or not. And to that I say that is the weakest fucking excuse. If the shit's not available, it's a lot less likely for somebody to do some shit like that. If it's not as easy as going down the street, then you got a less chance of somebody going through all the bullshit it goes through to even get to a dark web or a black market or anything like that and purchase a gun without getting fucked over, getting your money stolen, getting robbed, or any kind of shit like that. Especially if you're a little fucking kid, you barely an adult, you 18, you just now in the world. Man, you gonna get got so many fucking times trying to fuck around with illegal shit. People just take your fucking money and run off. Like, come on, man. But it's easy to go down the street. It's easy to go to one of them gun shows. And nobody wants to act on the federal level to make sure this shit can't happen again. Thoughts and prayers. That's all it's be. Thoughts and fucking prayers. And I'm tired of watching people give thoughts and prayers, and I'm tired of giving them my fucking self. The U.S. is always quick to act when there is a threat by a group of people, unless the group is white men. Because right now, the biggest terrorism threat that we have in America right now domestically is white supremacist terrorists. And nobody wants to do anything about. Now, mind you, that part has nothing to do with Uvalde, because obviously the shooting in Uvalde was not white. But I can almost guarantee you, had the children mostly been white, it wouldn't have taken the police an hour to get inside the fucking classroom. Let's just be real about that shit. Had them kids been lily white and had been a private school, there would have been so much action taken just to make sure them kids didn't die. Instead, all them little brown kids had to die because of inaction. And because of the fact that somebody on their 18th birthday could just get up and go, hey, it's my 18th birthday, time to go spend $3,000 something on a fucking AR-15 so I can get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I can go do what the fuck I'm finna go do, which is go shoot innocent motherfuckers. And I wouldn't be talking about this without having to bring up the stupidest idea that has been floated around. It's actually a group of dumb ideas, but it starts out with, we need to arm teachers. First of all, how the fuck you gonna arm teachers, but you won't even give them the shit? You won't even arm them with the supplies they need to teach. But now you want them to have guns in the classroom. You want them to have the responsibility of protecting an entire classroom from an active shooter, and you won't even pay them enough to teach these motherfuckers. No offense to the kids. You won't even pay them enough for that, and all of a sudden now it's, we need teachers armed. We need volunteer ex-military, volunteer ex-police. All these people up at the school. You're going to make going to school for kids fucking more traumatic than it already is. These motherfuckers already got to go somewhere, and they don't understand why they're going. All they know is that they've been told from the time they could understand whatever language they speak, they've been told, you got to go here 8 hours a day. And you got to do what these people tell you. And on top of that, they're going to give you work to come home with that you got to do. So now that extends their grasp even further into the home. And then you want these kids to ride these buses and get off these buses somewhere that looks like a fucking concentration camp? Going into a classroom where they know their teacher, who, by the way, also might have mental problems. I have a lot of teacher friends that I'm not going to talk about them, I'm not going to tell you who they are, but I got plenty of teacher friends that have mental problems and more than likely do not need firearms. A couple of them specifically don't have firearms because of their mental problems, because of the medications they have to take. You want these people, they got to deal with your kids every day. Some of your kids are bad as shit too. You want your kids to walk in there and they got a gun in the fucking classroom, and the kids are going to know it. The kids ain't stupid. Because they know if they seeing a whole bunch of people out front with ARs and rifles and this and that, vest on and shit, talking about, oh, we're here for your protection. Of course the teacher got it blicky too. Of course the teacher got it. And what happens when we have an instance of a teacher having a mental crisis, an episode, and hauling off and killing kids in the classroom? What happens then? What's the excuse then? What's the thoughts and prayers then after that? Oh, what's this idea? The other idea they floated around, enforcing the schools so that you have like trap doors in the front and shit to where they just close a certain way. And now, mind you, I'm all about the idea of making sure back doors to schools are locked and shit because like you don't need people just coming in fucking schools from the back door and shit. And I'm sure a lot of y'all motherfuckers that went to school in the 90s gonna be like, oh, that's fucked up, them kids. No, they don't, because all they're gonna do is use that shit to do the same shit y'all did, which is skip class. So that's not necessary. But really, the fact that there's all these other ideas being floated around, mind you, ideas that cost money, ideas that cost tax money, all these other ideas are being floated around when the easy shit to do is just to ban the fucking weapons. Make sure people can't get to them. Or you know what? Look, even if you just want to be soft with it, like a state like Texas would be, just make it so that a motherfucker can't get it till they 21. You're going to sit there and tell me you're not going to let somebody drink because of what alcohol does to the body or the decisions they'll make when they're young, but you'll let them buy a gun. You'll let them go off to war and buy guns, but they can't drink? They can't, and shit, in Tennessee, you got to be 21 to buy cigarettes now. So what? They can't smoke or drink, but they can go get a gun, something that kills. It's meant for killing. And I'm not talking hunting rifles and pistols. I'm talking about dies. You know what I'm saying? And it's all right because people want them. Every friend of mine that I got that's all Second Amendment, every one of them that I've talked to, I've asked them why. Why do you need this shit? Why do you need this shit? And after we got through with the, obvious discussions of protection, it always came down to, I want it. I just want it. I should be able to have it. I want it. And that's the most childish shit I ever heard in my life. As a person born when I was born, I should be able to work one job that pays for where I live, all my food, extracurriculars, all that shit, and have enough for savings. I shouldn't have to rent. I should have the option to buy because I'm a working man, because I work a job. I go to work 40 hours a week. And that's what, but that don't get it no more. So all this I want, everybody wants this little shit that makes them feel a little bit better, makes their ego a little bit bigger, makes their dick feel a 1 inch longer. But at the end of the day, y'all don't want the shit that keeps people alive, that keeps kids from getting killed, that keeps people from getting murdered at fucking grocery stores, that keeps people from getting killed at fucking churches and all this shit. Y'all don't want that because that means you gotta give up something that you want. You want it, but you don't want it too bad until it affects you. Until it's your family that's got to bury somebody. Until it's your family that's got to give a DNA swab to figure out which kid is yours. Because they can't recognize the babies. Because the babies ain't got no face no more, man. Babies is mangled, fucked up from guns that should not be sold to the average fucking civilian. If you want an AR-15, join the goddamn National Guard. Go join some shit. Show me you willing to protect a motherfucker besides yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, maybe. But average 18-year-old should not be able to go grab a day's worth of fucking ammunition and 2 AR-15s, shoot his grandmama in the face, drive off, and then go spray up a whole bunch of fucking kids, man. And I really can't say no more, so I'm going to let one of the kids that was there say the last thing on this video because I really don't want to say nothing else, man. Just, fuck all that like, subscribe shit, man. I want y'all to hear this. If you don't have to like or subscribe to this video, share this video. Share it around and let people see the true cost of selfishness. I'm out.
Still sad about some of my friends that died. It was very terrifying because I never thought that was gonna happen. 5 of us hiding there and then the rest under a table. But that didn't stop one of my friends getting hurt. The shooter shot through the window and hurting my friend and my teacher. Like my teacher got hurt like on right here, like on what I don't know which side, but she got hit on the side. And then And then my friend got like shot through the nose. And they both had to get surgery. McKenna, Tess, Annabelle, basically almost some of them, basically almost all of them.
Do you ever want to go back to school?
I don't want to know what, because I don't want anything to do with another shooting and me in the school.
You scared it might happen again?
And I know it might happen again, probably.
Did you hear the gunfire?
Yes, you never know whenever you can lose someone close to you.